Oh my God, they did it again. Halliburton did it again. The Pacers went from committing a million turnovers, or I think actually 18 or whatever it was, in the first half, and it looked like it was going to be another edition of, hey man, that OKC defense goes crazy, and SGA does what he does, and the Pacers are somehow up 1-0 on the finals. Unbelievable. An unreal last couple of minutes, with Rick Carlisle going to Obi Toppin late there, as Obi just kept on making threes all night. A few massive defensive plays, at least I'm pretty sure there were, as my mind is a blur here. And then Halliburton. Tyrese freaking Halliburton, dude. What was that shot at the end? No time. Did they even have a timeout? I'm not going to go back and check. A long two-pointer over whoever the hell it was, rattles right in, point three. Unreal. I do remember for OKC, two misses that they had late in that thing was J-Dub open for three, and Lou Dort, among the Lou Dort three-point game until late there, where two times the help was like a little more aggressive from the Pacers, because it was kind of like in and out on the game. Sometimes they were just doing a good job guarding SGA and some one-on-ones, Neesmith, Nembhard, Mathurin, do your best, don't foul him. He's going to get his, but we're going to, keep him off the line, hopefully enough, and get a good contest, right? So you had that throughout the game, but then there were stretches where they were bringing more help. And then late there, it was like J-Dub open three, miss. Lou Dort open three, miss. A very awkward play before the Siakam out of bounds thing where like there was this hesitation by SGA and J-Dub of when to drive, and I think the Pacers upping the aggressiveness a little bit off the ball might have led to that. So J-Dub missed some like weird floater thing. Did they get free throws off of that anyway? I don't remember. And then one like incredible help defense play, or at least one by Siakam at the rim on SGA. Also just interestingly, like no bigs late there for OKC either, as we just had small versus smalls, unless I'm just forgetting. It would be embarrassing if I got that wrong, but who knows. And another key thing in that fourth was it felt like there was a little more Nembhard, a little more of Nembhard Turner two-man game, gets, a Turner pull-up two. One time where Nembhard relocated out of the corner, it could have been the exact same play, but it's something different than the Thunder either switching or dropping or crowding Halliburton, whatever it was going to be. And, okay, so in the first half, also that Miles Turner bank three was crazy, where he set a little off-ball screen for Halliburton, and it got Chet off of him just enough. This is when both bigs were still in the game. It got Chet off of him just enough, and then he still had to make a crazy, step-back bank three thing. But okay, so the process of this game was the Thunder are overwhelming the Pacers like crazy with the turnovers. This is what they do, right? They crowd, they double, they swipe, they deflect, they block. This is what they do. Okay, they bring heavy help, the whole thing. But the Pacers were still getting enough threes, some of them off of Obi being left open, or Neesmith relocating to the corner, like at the same time Halliburton and Siakam run something, or Nembhard corner three, or like they eventually were able to get a couple of times where or at least one time I remember where Miles Turner was able to score when he had a small switched onto. I think it was like Kaysen, or one time where Miles getting the small switched and then he just rolled to the basket really aggressively, got, I think, Neesmith an open three. So they were just chipping away, finding ways to score, not turning the ball over as much like they did in the first half. And then they just find a way. Okay, there's like three dudes on Neesmith. He's got nowhere to go. It looks like he's going to travel. It looks like it's going to be a turnover. I don't know. It turns into an OB3. Nembhard makes a step-back three over SGA. One of the gutsiest shots you can imagine in this environment. This is game one of the NBA Finals on the road. And the Pacers did not panic. I mean, I think this is the type of game where OKC wins by 25 points at least, right? Another key thing in this game with Nembhard was him just upping the aggressiveness at times to where, like I mentioned earlier, they're featuring him more as a ball handler, but he also just had more moments of I'm just going in a straight line, man. I'm driving at Caruso. I'm driving at Lou Dort. It felt like Neesmith took on a little bit of that, and I think Neesmith committed at least one offensive foul that I remember from doing that, but even so, I thought that made a difference, and just unbelievable, man. Just totally unbelievable. And so with that result, I mean, it goes from, of course, in the moment, it's the insanity of the fourth quarter, the Halliburton, not buzzer beater, but almost buzzer beater, the whole thing, the stage that it's on, everything like that, right? I think the next thing that you do is you look at SGA's 30 shot attempts, and you look at J-Dub not shooting well from the field, where there were definitely some pull-up twos where I thought the Thunder, the Pacers contested J-Dub well on a late switch or whatever. They crowded him a few times around the basket, which is why eventually he had that little re-screen, snake the screen thing with iHeart, that felt like one of the few times where he looked really composed attacking the Pacers in the middle of the floor. And then as far as the 30 shots for SGA, I mean, look, he had 38 points, okay? Let's not act like SGA didn't do everything he was supposed to do in this game. But from OKC's perspective, or from the Pacers' perspective, 14 for 30 from SGA, and besides Lou Dort going nuts from 3, nobody else shot particularly well on the Thunder. I mean, iHeart was 3 for 5, but you'll live with that. And so, I mean, I'd have to watch it back, but of course some of that's going to be, again, like we're going to do as good of a job as we can on SGA one-on-one. When the help's coming, it's going to be when he's already in the paint. We trust that we can get a closeout on these shooters. Is any of this right, or am I just talking out of my ass? I don't know. Just totally crazy, man. They went into OKC. They won game 1. They came back from whatever it was. They had, 18 turnovers in the first half. They had 6 turnovers in the second half. If they control the ball, clearly they can win this series. And then for OKC, I mean, there were certainly ideas besides like SGA go cook. I mean, some of it's put Halliburton in an action, and then maybe it still results in SGA cooking, but it's an action. J-Dub has to make shots. I did think there were, some Kaysen get into the middle of the floor, Kaysen attacking Halliburton, Kaysen involved in a backdoor cut, Caruso aggressive, all that's cool, but J-Dub, he's got to be better. This other stuff will come and go. Lou Dort goes nuts from 3 this game. OB goes nuts from 3 this game as well. But J-Dub has to be better. I mean, you could have said that regardless of if they won or lost this game, but now that they lose it, that becomes the thing. Unreal, man. Just totally crazy.